Good morning, everyone. My name is Debo Onifade. I'm CEO of DelonAcademy. Today, I'd like to discuss a training program that we've been offering to a few banks in recent times. Actually, we've been offering the program free of charge. So, if you're interested, if you're a bank or a company and you're interested, feel free to reach out to us. We're offering this free of charge in Nigeria, and the title is Improving Project Timeline Estimation Using Agile Principles, specifically Scrum. So usually people say in fundamental because Agile believes in focusing on meeting the client requirement. Agile believes in focusing on, I'll say, customer satisfaction, value to the customer. So Agile generally doesn't talk a lot about fixed deadlines, timings, rather than talk about timing like waterfall. Agile emphasizes the need to collaborate, the need to ensure that customer requirements are met. But that doesn't mean we should totally eliminate timeline conversation. And so when I talk to engineers in banks, I hear things like, oh, we are overworked. I worked till 4 a.m. the last few days, and I ask them questions like, why? This can happen occasionally. Why do you have to work with such incredible deadlines? Who actually estimates completion timelines? And they tell me things like product owner. Who is a product owner? Most of the time they say the business owner is a business person, or some persons that are not really technical. And I ask about process of estimating, and most times is these estimations are done through guesswork. Somebody just says, oh, this thing should take you 2 weeks, this thing should take you 3 weeks. And for us, we felt, okay, let's add value to our customers and see how we can provide training, you know and explain how you can actually determine timelines and how you can work towards them. And I'm talking about first thing to do is to learn how to point stories appropriately. It's important to have backlog grooming sessions and have stories properly pointed. It takes time, but you don't give up until you get it right. Story pointing using Fibonacci numbers, not pointing based on estimated weight of work that will be done. And once you get your story pointing right and consistent, you now have to determine your velocity. So I ask people, what's your average velocity? And many times people are unable to answer that. I say, okay, again, you can guess, start with an initial estimated velocity, but at some point you have to come up with an average, and then you can use that to estimate how long it will take to finish the project. For us, our training program will include teaching people how to estimate. We will teach, story writing, user acceptance criteria, giving when then strategies. We will teach backlog grooming. A lot of people don't do backlog grooming; they do sprint planning. When I ask them about grooming sessions, that's not common. So we'll talk about grooming. We'll talk about continuous refinement, prioritization. And we'll talk about. We'll also talk about calculating timeline based on sprints. Most sprints are 2 weeks, and you can determine using your average velocity. You can actually determine how many sprints it will take you to complete a deployment. To complete a project. And it's good to be able to do that so that you don't overwork people. If again, there will be times when maybe based on some blocking issues or unforeseen circumstances, people get overworked. That's normal in project work. But if it becomes a norm that the engineers are consistently overworked, then there's something wrong with your estimation. you know and first is to utilize the appropriate people. You don't use business people to estimate. Business people can never estimate appropriately, no matter how experienced they are. Then you can't estimate without input from technical people. Even when you have a technical product owner who is vast at estimating, using the agile principles, that technical product owner still needs input from the technology people, the engineers, in story pointing and eventual estimation. So we're going to talk about all those, the relationship among different players, the developers, the technical product owner, the non-technical stakeholders. We will discuss the relationship, the roles of each person, and ultimately our desire is that everybody that goes through our training program, every organization that enjoys this free training would eventually be able to better estimate their project. Uh, so ROI will certainly be improved. They would also, in this case, zero. We're even providing that zero cost. Project to be improved. It delivers will be better. Engineers will be happier. If you're estimating better, things will go, nicely. So that's our objective, to improve the project process, project deployment, project implementation timeline, improve collaboration among these different people, also to make life easier for engineers. And those are things we intend to achieve in this training program. And we'll be doing that in the next few weeks for a few banks, and other people that are interested can reach out to us. We just want to add value. I know we're adding value mostly in the banking industry because that's where we play, but we're hoping to get into other industries soon. Um, and I think that's all I have to say today. I know that I wanted to talk about Kubernetes. I'll probably talk about that in the next video. Until I come your way again, I wish you a blessed weekend. Thank you very much.